Welcome back, Patriots. Welcome to Sons of Liberty 1773. This is indeed where men and women from around the world gather in defense of liberty. I'm your host, Bill Bailey, who will be channeling the patriotism of America's founding fathers. Quote from George Washington that could apply right today as I'm speaking to you. The time is near at hand which must determine whether Americans are to be free men or slaves. Indeed. You know, big government and liberty and freedom cannot coexist. They don't. They're polar opposites. This is a government by the people, for the people, of the people. And if we lose that and fall into tyranny, you know, the 1,000 years of darkness is going to fall upon us, as Reagan warned about, and never get out of it. So the time for fighting is now. We're at war. So on that note, the war front, World War III, just so you know, U.S. deploys a fleet of destroyers to Alaska to monitor, quote, unprecedented Russian-Chinese naval patrols. And then we just sent the U.S. Fifth Fleet. But, you know, if you see a carrier group coming at your country, it's pretty freaking impressive. It's the Death Star of our time. Although we're the good guys still. U.S. Fifth Fleet returns to Middle East, and this is to confront Iran, who has been seizing tankers at the Straits of Hormuz. Iran is really close to a nuclear test. That's what I'm hearing. That's a game changer. Should have never happened, folks. But this criminal regime that took over our country is allowing Iran to make the bomb. Joe Biden I don't think he's Satan, but him and his family are pretty evil, demonic people. Could be the Antichrist. Who knows? Time will tell. I mean, he's not doing anything good. I can't stand the guy. I never liked him. Never liked Biden, ever. Despise him now. In the Trump indictment in Florida, Judge Cannon, who appears to be pretty patriotic, all I want is a judge. To be honest, I don't care if they're a lefty loon or a far-right conservative. I want them to follow the law. Equal justice under the law, but everything, the left's got their hand on one of on the balances of justice, and there is no justice. But Judge Cannon seems to be an honest actor so far. She asked the question. She wants answers. Why was an out-of-state grand jury held in D.C. before moving the case to Florida? It's a good question. Because it's rigged. Jack Smith, last name spelled A-S-S, he did. He lied in the Trump indictment in Washington to the grand jury and willfully omitted Trump's call to supporters, remember, to go protest peacefully and patriotically. Remember that? Trump has his First Amendment rights too, people. Jennifer Granholm, Jennifer CCP Granholm, was a terrible governor in Michigan, brought the Green New Deal here. Said in 5 years you're going to be blowing away. Literally, our freedom's blowing away. She shut down all the coal plants, and then Rhino Rick Snyder followed through with that. So she is the energy secretary, right? Of course, for the regime. And surprise, she met with the CCP regarding, quote, climate change was the theme. But in reality, she's probably telling them private information, such as revealing to them where our strategic oil reserve is that's almost on empty. Pence was at a rally somewhere or something, and the MAGA reporters heckled him, I think called him traitor and other names. Pence is such a loser. Remember that movie Children of the Damned, where they all had white hair and the glowing red eyes or something? I think he's one of the children of the damned that's growing up into adulthood. Trump posted, gloves are off, my friends. Trump posted on Truth, if you go after me, I'm coming after you. So the radical left-wing loony communist judge in D.C., which normally would give 2 weeks to answer a question like this, gave him 2 days, only one business day, to explain himself. And they're trying to put a gag order on him and silence his First Amendment. This is the regime going after their number one political opponent. It's what communist countries do when they seize power, either by corrupt elections or, an armed coup where they take over the government. They either incarcerate, imprison, or kill. Remove, incarcerate, or kill their political opponents. That's what's happening. They're going after the Make America Great people that want to restore America's greatness, our individual liberties where government doesn't rule the people, but the people rule the government. Greatest experiment in government in the history of the world. Greatest government republic in the history of humanity. Nothing has come close. And evil wants to destroy it, Satan is at work today, folks. He's working 24/7. Him and his evil minions. Illegal Chinese biolab. Are you kidding me? Discovered in California, in Fresno, California, I think. And apparently, Gavin CCP Newsom was funding it in some fashion. Living in scary times, folks. I believe we are headed for nuclear world war. I believe we're heading for the greatest depression. Right now, the cost to own a home is out of reach for almost most Americans now. The American dream is evaporating. Under the communists, they're good with this. I mean, you will live in squalor and have no rights. You will have no parental rights over your kids. It will be evil, the likes of which the world's never seen if this country goes dark. And we have to fight it. We're the last stop to saving our country. What else can I talk about? I've been working the last couple days. Actually, I guess I put in a long, hard day putting up a 70 by 30 fenced area around our fruit trees. Because we only have a couple apple trees, some grapes, one cherry tree out of the 3 that I planted. And we want to protect them from the deer. So I fenced them in, and maybe I'll add a little clip of what I did at the end of this video. And so we can plant some more fruit trees, and they'll be protected from the deer. But we are getting grapes, a lot of grapes. We have the last couple of years, but if we're not watching, the turkeys come in and they just, in a day, they're gone. So hopefully it will keep the turkey and the deer out. And we actually have some apples this year, and it looks like we'll be able to, not many, but we'll harvest a few that are on, maybe 8 or 10 or 12, but we've had none. So they're starting to, we just planted those apple trees maybe 3 years ago, so they're starting to produce, and I want to make sure the deer don't come in and devastate them. But anyways, we are living in absolutely perilous times, and I hope you're prepping and of course praying always for revival in this country, that God's judgment sweeps across this land and through the courthouses, and we get true justice once again. Important thing I need to talk about with you. Matt DePerno, when I needed an attorney here in Antrim County, after I went to the prosecutor, because, the numbers here changed 3 times. And I wanted to know why, because these voting machines, I'm no computer scientist, but I see on the internet almost daily where somebody is getting hacked by a foreign entity. I mean, my God, the Pentagon has been hacked. Nothing is secure online. So I wanted answers to why these, 7,000 votes flipped from Trump to Biden in Antrim County. I wanted to know why. I just wanted someone to go look at the machines and tell me they were something bad happened or something good. My concern was, if you ever watch Casino, The movie, I'm sure most of you have. You've seen The Counting Room where the mafia did the skim, right? Where the skimming was going on. My fear was that something blew up in Antrim and, it's a 50-50 country right now divided. What if you were to skim a little bit, across the country, no one would know and you could steal an election in America. So that's what was keeping me up at night. I just wanted an answer. So I went to the prosecutor, did nothing. Went to the sheriff, did nothing. Called the FBI. The FBI said, go online and fill out a tip. That was their saying. I said, no, I actually want to fill out a report. No, we don't do it that way. I go, seriously? Yeah, just go to this website. And I go, then what happens? Well, we triage them. Yeah, well, we know what the FBI was doing, right? So I didn't have money to, go through the huge lawsuit, obviously, because I knew that'd be a lot of money. So my attorney I had my first attorney out of D.C. That worked with Matt. I said, can I sue? I feel like my constitutional rights have been violated. I mean, my vote's supposed to matter. And I don't think it does. And so she called me and talked, said, yeah, we've got to get you an attorney in Michigan. And we were led to Matt DePerno through a ex-senator here in Michigan. And Matt was a godsend, folks. Matt showed up at my home here. Never met him before. He said, let's get to work. And we talked and went through and, he had everything ready to go. And I found a couple typos. He fixed them. We printed them. We ran to the clerk's office and filed a lawsuit. And because of Matt DePerno, we got the first forensic imagery of voting machines. And what we learned scares the bejesus out of me, okay? These should be simple 1 + 1 + 1, simple adding machines. And we found out they're complicated computer systems with hidden software like SQL management. And they can manipulate results. I mean, they should not be used in elections. And if we had a really just court system anymore, with the wisdom of Solomon judges, they would look at it like this. And I believe this is the right way to look at it as a judge. Say, look, I don't care if the machines were used to commit fraud or not. The fact is they can be used to do so. And on that note alone, you cannot use them because there's nothing, our voting and our electoral system has to be above reproach. Every American has to trust the system. And we need to know that Americans know that when they go and do their constitutional duty and vote for whoever they want, Democrat, Republican, Independent, that their vote counts. And our system is so screwed up now because they used COVID and the Zuckerberg bucks to allow stuffing boxes on every corner in the big cities and mainly the parts of the cities and the swing states, right? Used to be voter day. Now it's, voter what? Voter month, weeks. But and the evidence Matt gathered from the case here in Antrim County, and I never really considered it Bill Bailey's case. I considered it our case. We're in this together, right? Was used in other cases throughout the country. Huge work, and it would never been possible without Matt DePerno. He's truly been a hero and an American patriot. So what's going on with Matt now is Dana Nessel, who was his opponent, right? The radical left. I mean, my opinion, she's a communist. We got the trifecta of commies here. Jennifer that was one. Jocelyn Benson, Gretchen Whitmer, and Dana Nessel. Evil, evil people. Building a totalitarian state. And I'm, in bed. I mean, the real racketeering is with the regime. They're orchestrating an attack on Donald Trump and anybody he endorsed and the people like Matt DePerno. Because when they announced they were going after Trump, the January 6th, he got that charging letter. Remember Trump on a Sunday, 2 or 3 Sundays ago? On Monday or Tuesday, the 16 electors get charged by Dana Nessel, her special prosecutor, with a grand jury that they put in areas like Washington, D.C., that they already know the outcome. And the day after that, Matt got a letter that he was going to be charged for illegal access to voting machines. These are not the Antrim machines, they are ones downstate, but I believe he had the legal ability to do so under Elsenheimer's orders in my case. So Matt is under attack. They're trying to disbar him, put him in prison, folks. They're trying to get him with some, and it's bullshit charges. Him, Stephanie Lambert, maybe some other ones they're going after. So Matt is now under attack for defending us, okay? That's Matt's crime. And we need to help Matt raise money now. And now it's Matt that needs money to fight this, because he's a constitutional attorney. He's not a criminal attorney. So he's had to hire good legal help to represent him, and it comes with a tab, folks. I mean, stuff's not free, and he's trying to raise $500,000. So what I'd like you to do to help Matt out, I don't care what you can give, but if you can give something, it's much appreciated. I have one friend that gave Matt $500 already. So that's wonderful. But if you can give 10, 25, 50, it all helps. If you can give 1,000, 2,000, that really helps. So Matt's website to help Matt out is fightwithdeperno.com. Fightwithdeperno.com. I will leave his website in the description at the top of this description, and maybe as a pinned comment as well. So I think Matt just started that site. I think I just looked, there's like 4,000 in it. So he's got a ways to go, because he's probably going to need all of 500,000 to defend himself. So Matt was endorsed by Trump. This is the Washington regime is going after Trump. The state regimes are going after their opponents, okay? And it's all orchestrated, folks. This is the racketeering. I pray for justice at these wicked people, that we get to turn the tide and indict them, arrest and incarcerate them for eternity. They're tearing our republic apart. Everything the left stands for is complete evilness. It always has been, the Democrat Party. They want to destroy They want to destroy America. They want to destroy our constitutional rights. They want to take away your free speech, your Second Amendment, all of our God-given rights. They want to take away your property. They want to have complete and total central planning. You will own nothing and be happy, right? You will own nothing and be happy. No, I don't think so. Start stocking more and more preps, folks, because we are going to go through some hard times. It's going to get much, much darker and much worse. Hurricane Katrina, if this was the storm coming at us of tyranny, it's just starting to come to shore. You can see it. You can see it. Those huge, dark, menacing clouds. And we still have a short window to prep and get ready. So be prepping. And I'll tell you, I know this is such a burden for people that don't have the money to do it, that are just making ends meet. But you can start with just go to Costco and buy 200-300 pounds of white rice. Go online. If you got a dry place to put it, it'll probably keep just fine. But you can buy the food grade bags, put them in the 5-gallon food grade buckets, and store it for a long time. And dried beans and water. Is that something you want to eat every day? No, but it'll keep you alive. And then build from that. But I used to tell people, 30 days minimum, but work toward a year. Now I tell people a year minimum and work toward 5 years. I've heard even preppers now saying 10 years of preps. You need to decide what you think is right for you, but you can never have too much. Let's put it that way. Mike Lindell is under attack as always. They're coming after his business, after him. I mean, he's literally put everything he owns on the line for us, folks. So if you can help Mike Lindell at mypillow.com, use promo code that'll support Mike Lindell and this channel. SOL1773 is the discount code at mypillow.com. But buy your preps first. If you got some extra money to buy some good sleep gear, you might as well sleep good during the apocalypse. Get the Giza Dream Sheets, the percale sheets are the definitely the My Pillows. Might as well be comfortable. I mean, little things like that are going to be big when there's no electricity. The grid. I wanted to weave this in here at some point too. Remember me saying the Chinese buying the farmland, right? Buying all this farmland by military bases, and we've got a open border that millions and millions of people are coming in. Our enemies are just pouring into this country. They catch them there all the time. You know, Taliban, ISIS. Well, I watched a guy at the Darien Pass talking to Chinese nationals that are trying to escape communism and come to America to contribute to our society. They want to live free. Saying, we see the CCP men here, you know, men of young fighting age gathering. They are CCP and they're coming into your country and they're up to no good. And they mentioned that something the Chinese rite of passage in the CCP military is apparently they will sever a chicken's head and drink the blood. And she said this person being interviewed, a couple of them said they've saw that. I mean, they're positive. So they figure 80,000 maybe CCP military have now come into America. I bet it's a much higher number. So when the crap hits the fan, folks, and World War III starts, don't think it's going to be some carrier group in our military dispatched to a foreign nation, and that's where the war is. It's going to be here. And, have all your stuff, you know what I'm talking about, your super soakers and your dog, lots of dog food to feed them. And lots of food and, first aid kits and everything. Just a damn shame that this is the world we're living in. But, hey, we got to deal with reality, right? And one last thing is no one is going in the woke military. We have our men and women, we still have the greatest fighting force in the world. We have great commanders, right? But unfortunately, they're not the ones in charge. It's the dog-faced pony soldier. Remember the one general wearing that stupid leather mask, some fetish mask? And the purple-haired, woke, generals and commanders, that inhale fairy dust and unicorn farts. Biden has put those people in charge. No one wants to go in his woke army. No one wants to go in the woke Navy, the woke Air Force. So they're missing their quotas by like 50%. So, and he's already recalled, like 3,000 reservists. But some of those reservists were literally done. They were back in the civilian life. When the things start to go sideways, folks, the draft boards meet yearly, folks. All the mechanism to flip the switch and start drafting America's sons and daughters is there. Can be done in minutes, literally minutes. So guaranteed when this moron, the way he's going, gets us into war with Russia in Ukraine, probably against China, North Korea, Iran, and our enemies. They're forming a synergetic group of evil. The draft is going to be back. Going to be back really quick. Watching Sons of Liberty with Bill Bailey, we should have bought some extra antidepressants. But hey, it is what it is. Why don't we go for a walk? I'll show you what I've been doing here. I brought the camera in here because it's a little windy out here today, and I didn't want you to experience that wind noise. It's kind of annoying. Oh, Lordy. This stuff, the news cycle is depressing as hell, and the world we live in, you just gotta, we can multitask, right? It's reality, you deal with it, you prep, you pray, and then you go out and enjoy your life. Go boating, ride a bike, go for a hike, go camping, whatever it is. You gotta take time to smell the roses. So there's our, I get that, a couple apple trees there, and I can just tell you there's some apples on them about like that big. And then, so we fence this in. We're going to plant some more fruit trees in here. My garden fence is about a foot higher, and we've never had a deer in it, so I'm hoping this works. If not, I folded this material over. There's like a foot I can fold up, and I can just add to the top of these stakes here. But I don't know if you can see through this netting, but our grapevine here is loaded with grapes, so I'm hoping we have a bountiful crop of grapes. Maybe we'll plant some more grapes in here too. I think we've got room for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 more apple trees, and maybe we'll plant some grapes in here too. But that's been one of the jobs I've been wanting to do, and I got stung by these little bastards the other day. You see them on the see that hornet's nest right there? Can I zoom into that? I guess I can't zoom. I sprayed them with wasp spray, and they laughed at it. So I might have to just come out at night when they're all in there and knock it down. Nothing worth having comes easy. You know, we're getting ready for literally the battle of our lifetimes. I just want to see. Look, Renee and I don't have kids. My sister does. I mean, some nieces and nephews. I'd like to see their kids. You know, you're getting old when your nieces and nephews are. God, I don't know. They got to be getting up there. They have kids, so just want to see America survive, and wonderful country when it's hitting on all cylinders. It's so messed up now. Everything. I mean, free market capitalism is central planners have about destroyed this country. Hard for entrepreneurs to make it now. I mean, there'll be some, but most people are just going to grow up, you know, living hand to mouth. Never going to get ahead. I mean, less and less people are going to be able to afford a home. You know, BlackRock, right? The big trillion-dollar corporations they're buying up all the homes. They want to own it all and control everything. And we need to stop. I mean, we just have to stop it. I do believe there's a great awakening in this country. I think a lot of people are getting red-pilled and hard to do. Oh, one last thing. I haven't had a video in a while, and stuff I've been wanting to talk to you about. I just haven't had time to do a video, so I'm trying to squeeze it all in this one. But so anyway, something I was going to say is the jobs report. The economy is a complete half-baked bullshit. It's just a complete facade. They want you to believe everything's rosy and wonderful when I think everybody realizes it's not. So they gave a jobs report, and they inflated the numbers by double counting, basically. And the way they did that, normally when when the new jobs are created on the market, somebody that wasn't working gets employment, right? You start paying taxes and funding the regime, and that's counted as a new job. Well, what's happening now is that because of inflation, runaway inflation, which is going up, they're going to keep raising interest rates, folks. This is all going to come apart. It's a house of cards. So what they're doing is people are having to get a second job to make ends meet. To get a second job to live the lifestyle they were living on their first job prior to Bidenomics. So they're counting the second job as new employment, okay? That's their jobs report. Not just a bunch of BS. Our debt is beyond catastrophic now. $1 trillion interest payment on the national debt. It's going to be our biggest line item number next year. More than Social Security and Medicare, Medicaid payments. And interest rates are going to go up. This is going to start eating itself now, this economy. They're going to have to raise interest rates to rein in inflation. They're not doing it quick enough. And as they do that, the interest on the national debt goes up. And they're going to continue to print more and more money. Disaster. So I just hope everybody is preparing. I mean, pay stuff off. I mean, the number one thing you can pay off, and I realize a lot of people just can't, but is your home. Once you get your home, the other stuff is, a car and your home. If you're going to have a payment on something, get your own financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just telling you what I do. I would rather have a payment on a car than a payment on my house. The car they can come and take. I'll find some used jalopy to get me around. But the house, I mean, you kind of need that. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments down below. There was one other thing. There's been so much stuff that's happened, and I haven't made a video. I should have been writing this stuff down because there's been stuff I've been wanting to talk about. But I think I covered most of the bases. All right. So love you all. Keep prepping. Keep praying. God ends in the end, right? God wins in the end. So we know how the story ends. But we need to fight the good fight. Okay. No bench setters right now. Everybody needs to be, grabbing a shovel and helping out. See you guys. Bye.